In this video, we explore the mass transport systems in plants, specifically how plants move sugars through a process known as translocation and water through another process called transpiration. Unlike animals, plants manufacture their own sugars via photosynthesis, which takes place primarily in the leaves. However, since only the leaves perform this process, the sugars produced there must be distributed to other parts of the plant where they are needed either for immediate energy use or for storage. This transportation of sugars is called translocation, and it is facilitated by a specialized type of tissue called phloem. Phloem cells are arranged end-to-end in long columns to form phloem tubes. When we examine them closely, we can see small pores between adjacent cells, and these allow the passage of a substance known as phloem sap, which is a fluid mixture of water and sugars. This setup enables sugars created in the leaves to travel long distances through many connected cells. Once these sugars reach their target cells, they can be used in two primary ways, either as an immediate energy source or stored for future use when energy might be required later. One important detail is that phloem is capable of transporting substances in both upward and downward directions, depending on where the sugars are needed, whether in roots, fruits, growing tissues, or other parts of the plant. Next to the phloem tissue, we find xylem tissue. Xylem tubes are also composed of a column of cells, but in contrast to phloem, xylem cells are dead and do not have end walls between them, which allows them to form one continuous hollow tube. These tubes are strengthened with a compound known as lignin, which provides rigidity and helps the tubes withstand the pressure of water flow. The xylem transports water along with dissolved mineral ions from the roots up through the stem to the leaves. In the leaves, the water plays a crucial role in photosynthesis. Interestingly, the entire process of water movement through a plant, from root to leaf, is driven by the evaporation of water from the surface of the leaves. To understand this, imagine a chain of water molecules extending from the roots to the leaves. Every time a water molecule evaporates from the surface of a leaf, especially through tiny pores called stomata, it pulls the next molecule in the chain upward, creating a suction effect. As water continues to evaporate, more is pulled up, resulting in a steady and continuous upward flow known as the transpiration stream. The evaporation of water from the leaf surfaces is what we refer to as transpiration. Meanwhile, the upward movement of water molecules connected like a chain from the roots to the leaves is called the transpiration stream. Transpiration never fully stops, but the rate at which it occurs can vary significantly due to different environmental factors. There are four main factors that affect the rate of transpiration, and these are light intensity, temperature, airflow, and humidity. When light intensity is high, more photosynthesis occurs, which requires the stomata to open wider in order to allow greater intake of carbon dioxide. At the same time, the open stomata allow more water to evaporate, thus increasing the rate of transpiration. Conversely, at night, there is no sunlight to drive photosynthesis, so the stomata close, reducing water loss and consequently decreasing the rate of transpiration. Regarding temperature, when it is warmer, the water molecules in the leaf gain more energy. This makes them more likely to evaporate and diffuse out through the stomata, therefore raising the transpiration rate. The effects of airflow and humidity also play a key role. Inside the leaf, the concentration of water vapor is always high because water is constantly being transported from the roots and evaporated. In contrast, the outside environment usually has a lower concentration of water vapor. This difference in concentrations creates a gradient, and water vapor diffuses out of the leaf from an area of higher concentration to one of lower concentration. If airflow around the leaf is high, for example in windy conditions, then the evaporated water is quickly blown away from the leaf surface. This keeps the concentration of water vapor outside the leaf low, maintaining a steep concentration gradient, which leads to faster diffusion of water vapor and thus a higher rate of transpiration. On the other hand, if the air is humid, meaning it already contains a lot of water vapor, the gradient between the inside and outside of the leaf is smaller. This means less water will diffuse out, and so the transpiration rate decreases. In summary, factors such as increased light, higher temperatures, strong air movement, and low humidity all work together to speed up the rate of transpiration, while the opposite conditions will slow it down.